Well, is a fireplace a good idea in a house? Does it add value to the house? These are good questions, and in this video I will explain about fireplaces and how they can be used to increase the value of your house. Hi, this is Bruce Boyce from Homes and Life. Thank you again to those subscribers who are watching these videos, and feel free to share them if you find information helpful to you. And welcome to you new subscribers. So, is a fireplace in a house a good idea? Well, let's work a little bit backwards a bit here. Years ago, fireplaces were used as a main source of heat in a home. Sometimes most of the rooms would have individual fireplaces in them. And these fireplaces were usually heated by wood or by coal in some places. But unfortunately, those fireplaces were not known for their efficiency, and a lot of heat just went up the chimney. And if the fire was not burning, what heat was in the room would also just go up the chimney. But as time went by, dampers were added to the chimney, and what that did is it reduced the heat loss when the fire was not burning, but they still weren't very efficient when they're burning. Well, fast forward to today, and we still find many older homes with fireplaces in them. But these days, fireplaces are, at least in most situations, they're mainly for ambiance, and in a small way for heat. There's some great options available now to capitalize on both the ambiance and the heat. And to increase the efficiency of the fireplace, what most people do now is they'll have an insert put into that fireplace cavity. What you've done with that insert is you've kind of blocked the heat from going up there, you've reduced the heat loss, and those inserts will usually have a view of the burning fire as well as some heat conversion built into the unit. Just briefly, here's some of the types of fireplace inserts available today. And everybody knows this first one, wood. Wood is probably the most comfortable heat and one that's been a favorite for years. If the flame is visible, it just makes for a warm and a cozy room. There are challenges, however, as wood requires storage space. It's messy to handle, there's often little bits all over the floor, and sometimes it can be a challenge to light, and there'll often be a bit of a smoky odor in the house. In addition, the wood fireplace will need to be cleaned of the ashes, and the chimney will need to be brushed probably about once a year to make sure that there is no creosote buildup in it, because that could be dangerous. Gas, probably the simplest solution, because after they're installed, all you need to do is sit back, flip a switch, and enjoy. Today's gas flames and the logs look quite realistic and enjoyable, much better than the earlier years when they first started coming out. The heat is different than wood heat, but with a built-in fan, they can still warm up a room quite nicely. The installation and the unit are a bit more costly than a wood-burning insert, but much less fuss to use. There are a number of venting options, some utilizing the existing chimney to contain the new vent, and others venting directly out through the wall, direct vent outside. A checkup and a service every few years by a qualified technician is a good idea to ensure that they're burning at maximum efficiency. Electric. An electric fireplace is more for looks than for heat. With a number of options available now using LED lights, the actual electric fireplace is cheap to run and it looks quite attractive. Some of these get quite fancy, they can go $20,000 to $40,000. Also, many of the electric fireplaces will have an electric heater element built into them, which can also warm up the room but the built-in heater does increase the cost of operation when utilized. Because the only heat is projected out the front and not to the sides or the rear or top or bottom, an electric fireplace can be very versatile. They can be installed into an existing fireplace, they can be mounted on a wall in any room, or they can have a decorative mantle built around them. They're definitely a good option for an apartment or a condo where putting an exhaust pipe through the wall may not be an option. Wood pellets. Another option for those who want a heat similar to wood heat without all the fuss and the mess would be a wood pellet fireplace insert. Wood pellet stoves and inserts have a higher efficiency when compared to firewood and can give off quite a bit of heat. They're controllable, so the fire can be set low to give off just a small amount of heat, or can be set high for more heat. Obviously, the higher the heat setting, the greater the pellet consumption, so you'll have to refill the pellet hopper more frequently. And another thing with pellet stoves is they do require electricity. They need it for the pellet auger, they need it for the fans, and they also need it for the little electric control board. So in case of a power outage, you would need to find an alternate power source to run the pellet stove. And pellet stoves do require cleaning of their ashes as well, and the frequency of that cleaning would depend on your usage. Here's some more thoughts about fireplaces in homes. Most fireplace inserts today are also available as freestanding stoves. That means they're set away from the wall and they're just standing there. A freestanding stove is better for giving off heat. It's called radiant heat. It just radiates out. But they tend to use more space, and fire codes may have additional requirements for installation. Many fireplaces require some additional air coming into the house as well in order to get the best burn from the fire. If your exhaust just keeps going out, whether it's up the chimney, out the wall, whatever, you kind of create a vacuum in the house. That affects how the fire burns, so there needs to be a fresh air intake there as well. And another consideration if you're using a solid fuel fireplace or insert is your house insurance. Some insurance companies are reluctant to insure a home with certain heating fuels. Wood-burning fireplaces and stoves are a prime example of this, and if you do get them, they do need to have certification stickers on them. If purchasing a house with a fireplace, some insurance companies will require a specialized inspection of the fireplace if it's to be utilized. Well, back to my original question, do I buy a house with a fireplace? My opinion is that a fireplace can be an attractive feature of the house. I mean, you even see people in California wanting fireplaces in their house for that look and that feeling. But when you're buying a house with a fireplace, try to negotiate an up-to-date inspection into the offer to purchase. And failing that, make an acceptable inspection a condition of that offer. Repairing a chimney can be expensive, but utilizing some of the new fireplaces can give you options of using that same fireplace space in an even more efficient and enjoyable manner than in years past. Well, hopefully this will give you a better understanding of the pros and cons, different types of fireplaces that you may have in a house. And please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons down below, because there's more videos to come. Remember, life is an adventure, and I'll talk to you again soon.